2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a hiatus, hasn't it?
Just a short one. But probably fair to do some recap. You're in Baldur's Gate, where some trouble is brewing. You arrived here with plans to have like a week or a 10-day to kind of prepare for this expected arrival of the Cult of the Dragon caravan of stolen loot and spy on them and figure out what they were doing with it. But some intrigue has happened while you're here. One of the 4 dukes of the city, Duke Abdel Adrian, was murdered in front of you. And several factions have been supposedly looking into his murder, but also kind of working out a sort of balance of power and gaining footholds in with the absence of this well-beloved duke who was sort of, I guess, maybe a calming influence over the city. He was the commander of the military of the city, the Flaming Fist, but wasn't heavy into prosecuting the kind of oppressed so-called guild that operates outside the city. Now everything's up in the air. And 3 main players have reached out to you guys, since you guys kind of were the hero of the Wide, who stood up to defeated this demon that the assassin turned into. One being this guy, Duke Silvershield, and his associate, whose name I forgot. 1 second. I gotta pull up my notes.
Are you putting their art in the chat, or are you just showing us some figures on the table?
Oh, that's old art in the chat, but yes, that is their art. Skoon, Imberlin Skoon. No. Yeah, that said it right. Imberlin Skoon. I remembered it. Torlin Silvershield. So this Silvershield is one of the other 4 dukes. There's actually 2 other dukes who you know nothing about. Maybe they would have been mentioned in Tars and Imelda's initial meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly Zeal knows, at least by name, who they are. Maybe probably never seen them, but possibly. In fact, there's actually technically a Grand Duke of the 4. Part of the politics of the city are like the 4 of them approve major decisions, but if it's a tie, the Grand Duke can like break the tie. You don't know anything about him, except maybe his name hasn't really come up. And Silvershield had requested Imelda and Tars, who met with them, to look into some supposedly suspicious characters who...
Yeah, he said they were suspicious, but we really instead got the sense that he was just using us to crack down on people who were getting in his way.
That's your assumption.
That is my assumption, yes.
So far, you've only met 2 of the 3 targets he told you to go after.
That's right, and the third target is also one of the places that the other parties and the rest of the parties involved in.
Yes, the proprietor of the Low Lantern, which is a mothballed ship that turned into a kind of a seedy tavern in the harbor. And you, thanks to Zushar and Diabroth, you actually know that this is getting shut down by the Flaming Fist later tonight. And you've opted to not jump in ahead and speak with the proprietress, but Zeal did talk to his guild contact, who introduced herself as Rail to you. just giving the heads up that both these two crackdowns are happening. The Low Lantern, and the other one is called the Oasis. It's here in Little Calamshane. This one's happening first. Then later tonight, the Low Lantern is going to be shut down. Yeah, and you met with a merchant in the Wide who was sort of from like a noble family, and also alchemist, half elf, who lived above one of the weapons shops. And yeah, neither of them had any obvious guild connections that you were able to find. Meanwhile, Zashar and Diabroth met with this guy, older Ravengard, who was the second in command of the Flaming Fist and now is the presumptive leader. Not currently Duke or part of the political faction, but sort of a presumptive nominee, I guess, for the Duke. It's been sort of tradition that the leader of the Flaming Fist is a Duke, but that there's going to be a whole process, nomination, and whatnot, and it's unknown what's going to happen with that yet. But he also has used this opportunity. His predecessor did not enforce law against the guild very heavily. He disagrees with that mentality and has kind of tasked Zashar and Diabroth to help lead a contingent of Flaming Fist officers to crack down and bust up a couple of these gambling dens in town. It's kind of send a message to the guild. Meanwhile, Zeal and Jay met with this lady Grail in Calamshane, who revealed herself as a member of the guild and requested or suggested that the laws in this town have been too oppressive against the lower society, and she's devised a plan to rob the tax collector who works at the Basilisk Gate, who really is, of all the places in town, like, this is the one that hits the poor people the hardest, because any of the folk living in the outer city who need to come in to sell their wares, or maybe who have jobs in the dock area, are hit coming and going through this gate, and it really seems like an unfair tax, in her opinion. And they've agreed to her plot, basically, to corner and rob this guy as he walks home late tonight, a little after midnight, on his way home. He lives near this Blushing Mermaid establishment here, and she's suggested some narrow alleyways where you could corner him. He'll have guards, but only like 2 or 3. You'll probably be able to request you not kill anybody, basically threaten them, get them to give up or knock them out, and then take the money and run. And it's very foggy at night. She suspects you'll be able to get away very easily, as long as you don't take too long. So those are the various plots going on right now. When we left off, it's sort of midday, and probably, aside from maybe Zashar and Diabroth, I think Zashar and Diabroth, you've all kind of met up at the inn, the Blade Stars, and you're all kind of aware of the various plots. The next thing that's likely going to happen is cracking down on the Oasis in Little Calamshane. But there's maybe a little bit of time before that if any of you have any business to do. Notably, I wanted to throw this out there. There is the mission at large of, even though it's days away, of the cult arriving. You did have a contact in the Stony Eyes district at these Garenmore stables. A member, or at least somebody who's friendly with the Order of the Gauntlet, works these stables and may have information or be somebody you want to touch base with regarding the arrival of the guild caravan or the cult caravan. So that all being said, do you guys want to do anything? I.e., are you interested in pursuing anything with the caravan now, or do you want to just fast forward to dealing with the Oasis Theater?
It would probably be a good idea to meet up with the contact at the stable.
Right, in case something goes wrong.
I would also like someone, if it's possible, could we like pay somebody to watch for the dragon cult if they like arrive and maybe let us know, so we're not like always watching the gate for them to come.
Well, you guys have seen this area enough to know that there's a lot of business coming and going in here. It may be difficult to give a exact description, but you think you might have a better chance of like recognizing them when they arrive, or at least hearing about it. Maybe if you give a description to Garrett Moore, Stable's contact. But like you were in the camp, you saw some of the major players, so you probably recognize them if they showed up. But you don't know like.
Why do you think I want authority with the guards? You know, so if I'm Fleming Fifth Officer, I can arrest him on sight.
Yeah, well, that is true. I wonder if that might help.
Okay.
But we were sort of on a timeline for tonight, right? Like there was this bus going down at the Low Lantern.
Yeah, that's happening in a couple hours. It's actually on the way to the Oasis Theater. And I guess we need to, like, Diabrath and Zashar have been, like, basically hired or instructed to go there in an official capacity. But any of the rest of you could certainly go, at least be in the area if you want to.
I believe we said near the end of last session that me and Tars were going to, like, be in the area, like, around the corner if something crazy starts happening.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great.
What about Jay or Zeal?
Hey, sorry guys. What are the options here?
So the bust of one of the gambling dens outside of town is going down. And you guys are all aware it's happening soon, and Zashar and Diabrath are going there officially, but you, if you so choose, could be kind of nearby, like, in case anything crazy happens. Also,
Yeah, I think I'll just be nearby.
Sure.
Yeah, our thing is happening that way anyways, that Basilisk Gate, so we can be nearby.
Yeah.
My mic wasn't working. I thought I was trying to talk, but...
Oh, yeah, sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I know, you guys couldn't hear me. I was like, what the heck?
And some of you purchased the, like, month-long pass to be able to go through. Who is that?
I definitely do.
I think I did too.
Okay. Yeah, I think Jay and Zeal have not purchased those yet.
I could probably get some forged ones.
Yeah. Officially, they're 1 gold for the month.
I know, and that's really not that expensive.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be much cheaper to get them forged.
Yeah, I know. They're probably like
give you more damage.
better just to buy the official one. I guess I can buy Jay's because I know he comes from a hard life.
Jay, do you accept the charity of Zeal buying a 1 gold?
He's already taken 55 gold from me. He can take another one.
Okay.
Where is it?
Do you guys want to poke your head in the stables before going to the theater?
The stables? What, to check on our horses?
No, well, yeah, you do have horses. Actually, we didn't really address that. They would have arrived on your ship. And actually those kind of horses aren't even allowed. Horses, wagons, nothing like that is allowed in the city proper. You probably actually, you didn't really address this. You probably would have had to like stop here and like drop them off or something, and had them hold up.
I was under the impression that like we drop off our transport and then pick up new ones on the other side of town.
Yeah, you can't. Like there's warehouses and such here, but they can't be like loaded onto big carts or whatever. Like they're hand carried to the gates over here.
Didn't you say people usually like sell their horses and wagons and then buy new ones on the other side?
The wagons, yes. Horses, there's probably some sort of escort service to get them to the other side.
No.
Some of the military are allowed to be on horseback in town, but it's like pretty infrequent just because the streets are so narrow, and it's also so like, I mean, it's so such elevation. Like this whole, you can't really tell from this, but like the whole city's like built into a hill, kind of like Duluth, actually. We'll say your horses are stored in one of the stables out in Outer City.
Hey.
Sharon Dybroth, you actually were also given a small contingent of Flaming Fist soldiers.
Right.
They're not like super battle hardened. Like you guys look like you have better combat experience than them, but they're under your command essentially.
They look
if you need to make
I want to get to know them as quickly as or as briefly as possible. You know.
Okay.
go down the line and shake each other's hands.
Okay.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah. There's 6 privates. They're all locals who joined up with the military. They, they're a little green, but and then there's one sergeant. You guys are technically higher ranked than him already, but he knows his men and is willing to take whatever kind of orders you guys have. They're expecting to be there to arrest some people and kind of like take them into custody for you after you go in and do the talking and do the fighting if necessary.
Good. Yeah, I want to stress that the dangerous stuff should be left to us, and that while they're arresting people, that they carry the reputation of the Flaming Fist, so that they need to be mindful of how they are treating people that they're arresting. Basically, want to give them like, let me and Diabroth be the bad cops. We'll hurt people. You guys need to be the good cops. I sort of want to imbue that sort of logic into them.
Well, they should definitely be watching all the exits. Leave the talking and the fight to us. Make sure nobody gets out who shouldn't get out.
Understood.
And also, just make sure your prisoners are treated well. Remember, they're prisoners, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that we've proven them guilty of any crime. So we want to make sure that they're not treated too poorly in case they end up being people who are, swept up on an accident. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
We don't want to have the reputation as being a company that swoops in and beats people for no reason.
Well, it often comes to that out in Outer City. But we'll do our best.
Hey, if someone pulls a weapon on you, you need to defend yourself. That's something else. But I'm not saying that we need to hold down a prisoner and beat them because they're running their mouth. Look at the troubles I've been through, Diabroth and I. We have to deal with spiteful words and harsh language from people all the time. You think if everyone who insulted my lineage, if I struck them, how far do you think I would have gotten in this world? Think about that for a while.
That's right, Shar.
And that's all I really wanted to get across.
Yeah, they seem to be nodding in understanding. All right. Well, let's deal with the Oasis then, and we'll get this kind of first order business done before going into the stables area. So, you guys, well, actually, Zeal and Jay pay for your pass, presumably your gold or whatever, and with Dybroth and Jay with your badge, Flaming Fist badges, everybody can now pass through all the gates unhindered, at least during the day. During the night, you still can't get into Upper City.
I could, right? As a Flaming Fist.
No, the Flaming Fist's authority is actually primarily the Lower City. Upper City, there's a totally different military force, the City Watch, that operates up there. We all make it into Little Kalimshan, and you find the Oasis. It's not a very large building. Well, I guess kind of medium-sized building. And from what you've gathered, it's like kind of a gambling den, but it's also like a place where you can, it kind of reeks of incense. There are scantily clad women. You can go and get high on poppy and have a tender liaison, shall we say. Roll some dice, things of that nature. And how do you want to proceed?
Partake in the stuff at the Oasis.
Yeah, do you want to like come in and be like, we're here by order of the Flaming Fist, or do you want to kind of like go in, I guess, shall we say, undercover to see kind of how things are operating before revealing yourselves?
Oh, I'm going in and I'm in a private room.
Our company of soldiers, are they just standing outside?
Yeah, they're going to wait outside unless you want them to go in with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we order them to, like, we're going to go in. We're going to be in there for maybe, I'd say 10 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
You think that's enough time for us to take stock?
Yeah.
Or even too long? I don't know.
I just kind of want to walk in and kind of just maybe order something and sit back and listen, watch, see what's happening in there.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's have it say we'll tell them this, that we'll be in there. If anyone has a way to keep time in this, but
they'd say they don't really expect much resistance here. This place is certainly up to no good, but it's not like they have. It's not like it doesn't have the kind of reputation that Low Lantern does, where it's full of thugs. It's full of drug addicts and people looking for, a good time.
we still want a little bit of time to try and see if there's anyone who is blatantly suspicious or, blatantly dangerous. Because we're probably not going to identify someone like that by running in and saying, Flaming Fist, open up. That person's going to run for the back door as soon as we do that.
Yep.
I think I've been here before, so I can probably get to the back with you.
We should probably have our people in the back too, just watching the back door. How many entrances are there to this place?
It's built into a wall. I mean, there's a wall at the back of it, so it doesn't appear to even have a back door. A side door, maybe. It's this building here in the back. And remember, your orders were to essentially empty this place, board it up, and put a writ of closure on the front door. Like, this place is supposed to be shut down. So, but again, we'll see what kind of resistance there are. So, Zeal, you can totally, sneak in and book yourself a room easy enough. You want to mark off like 5 silver, you could get a private room and some drinks and whatever and be around in there.
Well, I think I'm going to get some drinks and then loudly talking gibberish that you people might understand that they probably want to leave. You know what I'm getting at.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you don't see
Can't
anybody
in the
there.
name.
You don't know too much about this place since you've been gone. It didn't. You really had not. You certainly never had met there in like a guild capacity. In fact,
I know.
Since most of your adventures when you lived here or before were in Lower City, you may have never actually been here before.
I'm just trying to get rid of all my fellow workers.
Nobody seems to understand what you're saying. Presuming if you're trying to like say something in like thieves' cant or whatever, nobody seems to get what you're saying.
All right, I'm still gonna go drink. You get a private room.
All right, Sharon Dybroth, when you come in, you are kind of greeted at like the front counter by a man who introduces himself as Abiz. Kind of a heavy set. He's a man. He's wearing like nice robes and looks to be of the Kalimshite, ethnicity. And he greets you, and he's like, he has his hands together, and he's like, "Welcome to the Oasis. How may I assist you? Are you looking for a drink, a liaison?"
Feel free to roll a deception check on this, but I want to tell him that I'm here to look for specific goods from my homeland. As in, I'm looking for like Underdark, like something trafficked from the Underdark. My deception is +5, but I wanna make him think that I'm here for nefarious opium or mushrooms or whatever,
Okay. He says, "Ooh, we don't really have anything on hand of that specialty, but I'm sure we could find something that you would enjoy. Like, please come in."
Then I'll leave you to advise me as to the preferred pleasures of the house.
Okay. They usher you in and kind of tell you their rates. They say, 5 silver could get you a private room, or if you just want some drinks at the bar, and they do sell like doses of poppy and such. The prices vary.
These things are illegal. I stare him down.
On whose authority?
Oh no! Oh man!
Yeah, I don't even know if we know the laws about that.
Flaming Fist does not operate in Outer City. This is technically kind of like a lawless area.
Oh.
I'm sure you were told that before, but
right. That's what I was double checking on. I'm gonna fucking buy some drugs as evidence then.
All right.
Like just so I have an excuse to hand over some physical evidence later.
Okay. Diabrath, when you question the legality of it, the guy kind of eyes you nervously, and he says, "I think I understand." And he pulls out a coin purse from behind his robes. He says, I know I forgot my 10-day fees. If you please deliver this to your superior, I'd be most grateful."
What do you mean by that?
Oh my god, take the money!
I'm gonna raise a hand to Diabroth and say, Don't worry, I think our superior will be very happy to have that and to know about it. We'll keep it, and we appreciate your discrepancies, sir.
Thank you.
I'll
Well, do take some stock and enjoy our services while you're here.
I'm going to take a walk around the room, and I'm going to tell him that I'm considering a private room, but I want to check the air of the public room first.
Okay.
And then I want to like hand signal Diabroth to come with me and say, "Come, I'll tell you all about the pleasures of places like these."
Okay. What you notice kind of walking around, there definitely doesn't appear to be any like muscle. There's no like bounce or anything here, which you almost thought there would be at a place like this. And it's not really that busy. There's maybe like half a dozen patrons, mostly older men who are just kind of chilling and puffing on their smokes, their pipes. Just kind of sprawled out on cushions. There are some people you can kind of make out behind some like curtains that are very thin and see-through. There's some people in some private rooms, and that's what you see so far.
I want to kind of whisper to Diabroth, and I want to say, keep the bribe as evidence, same as the drugs. It'll make it. It'll seem like we're actually doing something useful here if it turns out to be a useless raid.
Yeah, that's true. When are we going to get on with this raid, though? We need to find out more information if there's guild operations going on here, or if this is just another seedy bar.
Let's just make a loop around the room, see what we can overhear, and take scope if there's any people of interest. I know that's really Zeal's thing, but I think you and I can at least improvise.
All right.
Well, you guys see that Zeal is there.
Oh shit! Well, that's
Oh, Zeal. Fancy meeting you here.
I've never met you guys before, or you.
Uh-huh. You want to go to your private room and explain?
I'm in my private room, so I don't know how you guys.
I don't know how we would see him. I don't know how we would see him if he's in a private room.
Yeah, he's.
I mean, I knew you guys were coming.
Yeah, he's in one of the private rooms.
Yeah, if he's in a private room.
You hear me yelling, man, these people that I've been working with the last few weeks. I need a drink.
I mean, if we see him and can talk to him in a private room, that's great. But I don't see how we would see him.
Yeah, unless you want to like go up to the various rooms and pull the curtains away, you don't know exactly who's in the various rooms.
Oh, they just heard. They probably heard me yelling about my party that I've been with for the last few weeks.
Okay.
They probably heard me.
In that case, you're aware that
Sounds like
Zeal.
Yeah, in that case, let's go into his private room, and I want to really quickly like grill him, like Zeal. Have you learned anything about this place? Are there any actual leads or connections here?
I've learned they had good drinks.
Yeah, in fact, like you guys would have seen that there was like a waitress or something, a liaison of sorts in the room with them. But you can ask her.
They have good drink. And you can ask me questions. I'm trying to say it in ways that they would understand. I would try to tell them that, discreetly that I tried getting any thieves out by talking, but it doesn't seem to be any.
Okay, roll a deception.
And then I
say that. You can roll a deception to say that it, without the waitress understanding what you're saying. If you want.
Yeah, I let them know discreetly that I don't think there's anything nefarious here, but besides what they see. And then, again, offer more drinks. And food. And women. Or men, whatever they like.
So we don't have time for any of that, unfortunately.
Oh.
We're just trying to get to the bottom of this guild thing and see if this is the place to hit.
Things are gonna...
I wouldn't mention that too loudly.
Well, we have a group of guards stationed right outside the door.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I've had my good time here. I kept the waitress.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like you said, it's sparsely. There aren't really that many people in there right now. You'd say it's probably like, a third capacity, what it could be.
It is full-fledged theater, too, if you read up on it.
Yeah. There are some, there's some tables where you could do some dice games or card games for coin, but nobody's currently playing them. Like, mostly there's just some older patrons that are sitting around smoking.
Yo! Give me a sec. I'm joining my game on Discord. I gotta mute it.
But, yeah, I went in for dice, but on my way out, I guess I'll come back later to get some dice in that gold. And then I'll leave.
All right. Ibiz, the proprietor, asks if there's any further, not to you, Zio, but I guess Starcraft and Zashar, if there's anything further they can do for you. I think Zashar's talking in real life. They're busy.
Well, I kind of scoff at the owner and say, "There's nothing here I want. I just came here with my friend."
Okay.
Wait, sorry guys. Are we getting ready to make the bust?
Yeah, I mean the proprietor is asked if there's anything further he can do for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna show him my badge and I want to stand up on a table or something. I want to be very presentational about this.
Okay.
You better be honest.
Yeah, I want to fucking stand up on a table, all presentational. I want my badge in one hand and sword in the other, and I want to say that this institution is hereby shut down by order of the Flaming Fist, and you'll be asked to leave politely, and possibly be detained for questioning.
I'll move quickly to the door and open it and say, "Hey, boys, time to make your presence known."
Okay. They all come in, and the proprietor Ibiz is kind of moaning, "Oh no," and just please can I have a moment just to collect my life before you throw me out onto the street? He wants to collect some belongings before you arrest him.
I will personally supervise your collecting, and yes, as long as you're not collecting any poisons or dark magics, I will let you collect what you need so that you're not thrown out.
Okay.
I'll help the guards kind of get all the patrons out and questioned.
Okay. All right. It goes completely smoothly. Nobody resists. And the guards kind of nobody needs to be thrown out. They leave peacefully. And the proprietor doesn't put up a threat. He seems out of a sweaty, portly mess. But he answers any questions you have. They ask if you want to arrest him or not.
I want to see when he's gathering his personal belongings. I want to see what he's gathering.
Okay.
Like I assume it's just like like money and family treasures and shit. But I just kind of want to keep an eye on it.
Yep.
And I want to make a knowledge religion check to see if any of it is affiliated with, cults or dark gods.
Sure.
My roll is only +1 on that, though.
Okay. You rolled really well. It's not. And he doesn't really grab anything that's unexpected.
All right. Well, I wanna tell him that man, I do think he needs to be taken in. But I kind of want to put it to him nicely, like say, look, you'll be taken in, but you're not gonna be housed in the dungeon, if that makes sense.
If he cooperates, he could be free by next week.
Okay. Sounds good. I want all of you, including Zeal, Diabroth, Zashar, and Zeal, to roll insight.
Insight, awesome. What do I got? I think I'm actually proficient at that.
That's a straight roll for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a straight roll for me too. I got a 15, 1-5.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Yeah, there.
Yep.
I got a 9.
9. Zashar and Zeal, you both would not be surprised at all if this was a place that an organization like this, the guild, would operate out of or would have discrete meetings in. It definitely didn't seem like anybody here was currently affiliated with them. The owner would probably be aware if there were, but he didn't really seem to be in any kind of position to resist. It does seem a little odd, though, that this place was given up so easily. Zeal, on your part, you did kind of get set off an alarm. Nobody in here. In fact, there were still patrons in there. It's not like the place is completely empty.
Yeah.
There might be more to it. You could ask somebody from the guild later, but ultimately, it doesn't seem like you probably captured really anybody affiliated with the guild.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask Diabroth, do you think that the other place, the Low Lantern, will get word of this happening sooner, that we should move on them faster, since this was an obvious dead end? Do you think we should ask for permission to hit the Low Lantern sooner?
Yeah. I'm just worried that this place might have gotten tipped off. And that the guild already cleared out before we got here.
Yeah. Shucks.
Nothing here.
But I'm going to say, shucks, that's a shame, but as part of our role to play, we want to move quickly to the next place.
That's agreed.
But I don't want to act without the commander's permission.
Right.
Yeah, we have a specific time we're ordered to go at, right?
Yeah, it was like an hour or two later, which it takes almost an hour to get there because of all the crowds and everything.
Well then, yeah, let's ask for forgiveness rather than permission and try and get a move on quickly then, as soon as we get this wrapped.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah, they seem like it's probably fine. They do need to. Well, they'd send just one guy to bring Dibbiz into custody in the sea tower. So you're down to the sergeant and 5 guys. And the rest of you are waiting outside. Nothing happened that seemed like you needed to jump in. So mission successful? ? and make your way back into town to the Low Lantern.
Oh, I was gonna set up for my nights.
That's still like 4 or 5 hours from now. But
yeah, I need to set up my fireworks.
yeah, if you need to do any preparations for that.
Yeah, actually, I do have that question about that. I was trying to find anything. I can't find like paralyzing poison. I know there's spells, but
poisons are very expensive.
I don't want to kill anybody. I just want to make them so they're. In worst case, if I have to fight, I can just knock them out with an arrow.
Yeah, there are paralyzing poisons, but they're quite expensive. They're certainly available in town.
Yeah, my sisters used to use that on me all the time.
I have some on my other character sheet. Let me see what it's called.
Okay, yeah, because I'm not sure if it's like numbing poison or
drown poison puts you to sleep, but
or sleeping poisons too. I don't care. It's just one of the things is if I can't successfully do what I want to do, I don't want to. I'm not supposed to kill anybody.
Oil of Taget is one, but it costs 400 gold per dose.
Yeah, I'd rather just kill the guy.
Remember, if you're knocked to 0 hit points, you're not dead. Also, some might choose to surrender before they get that.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I do have a meat shield of Jay, and he's pretty burly.
Yeah. Let me just draw this here. You would have been shown the route that the guy takes every day. So he leaves the gate at midnight. Choose a different color.
Yeah, white's not showing up. Ooh. I think I have an idea where I want to do it already. Okay.
Well, that actually drew pretty well on there.
I can see it just fine.
Yeah, you said you spent some time with Rail the night before and kind of like walked the route. She would have suggested someplace like here or here. These roads here are a little bit wider and more traffic than these ones.
Oh, that bottom one. That bottom arrow is where I was planning it, right there. From looking at, because the Elf's on Tavern's right there. So if all goes to plan, I'll be drinking my oils away.
Oh, I totally forgot that we didn't actually get into the brass tacks, I guess. That the cut essentially, and there was room to negotiate here. This would have all been last night, but there's sort of a breakdown of where the money's supposed to go. Remember, it was like it's supposed to be kind of a Robin Hood operation where the money's getting distributed back to the people that need it. I'll go ahead and lay this out then. She says there's a 20% cut goes to the guild straight up. That's above her, and that's not negotiable. She asked for another 15% for all of the prep that she did. This would go to her. And after that, so that's 35%. Then she says it's negotiable. The remainder, how much of it goes to you, and how much of it actually goes to the poor in town.
I might need to make that decision once I get the money. Does she have an idea of how much it's supposed to be? Well, I mean, just look at how many people pass through that. It's all of the
it's going to be lots of copper. That's the standard fee for a regular person is a copper, but all the merchants that come in through there are paying in silver, maybe gold. Also, anybody who's buying passes for a greater period of time, that's where you'd see gold.
Well, in my description, it does say I'm a hero to the people. They love it because I'm nice to them. Yeah, the common folks see me as a hero of the people, so I guess I am going to be Robin Hood tonight.
She said she wouldn't be surprised if there was essentially maybe 1,000 gold equivalent in there in one day.
Hey, none of the rest of us will find out you're doing good, so it's okay.
Yeah, I actually rolled that. So I was like, oh, well, okay. Yeah, all right, cool.
She'd wait for you to propose a percentage of the remaining 35%.
Well, since it's my first one, I'll do 20%. And then what is it? You said, so that means 35% goes to, 35% goes back to the outer city.
Well, if you took 20, that would equal 55, so then 45 would go to the poor.
Oh, yeah, I did my math backwards. Yeah, you're right. I think 20% is fine. And Jay will be happy with, I think, that too. If he's even caring about the gold.
You each want 20%?
No. I negotiated without Jay, so he wouldn't know.
So you'll each take 10%.
I'll give him whatever I feel he deserves.
Okay. That's the zeal I know. All right, so that's your numbers.
Yep.
She also does say there's kind of not a dead drop, but that there's certain people's homes that are just regular residents, but they're sympathetic to the guild, and there's places you can enter kind of no question. There's a certain number of knocks you do, and it's sort of a place you can hide out. There's a lot of rules about it. If you screw anybody over and or reveal any of that, you're never ever going to be able to use one of those again in town. Your name gets out there, but you have a set up place that you can bring it to. It's not too far. It's just a few blocks away. It's another house in each side.
Okay.
All right. So that's your plan. The rest of you want to head to Low Lantern?
Yes.
Okay. We have a map for Low Lantern.
Oh, that's always fun.
So are we going to arrange to be in the area too for this?
You are certainly welcome to.
I think that's probably what me and Tarzan would want to do, right?
I think that would have been our plan, was to be near the Low Lantern for when the raid went down.
Yeah, you were instructed to meet the proprietors. Maybe you'll have a chance to if things go. Well, depending on how things go. So this is a ship. I didn't find a place that was actually looked like a ship, but it looks like a tavern. So this is what the, it's kind of moored at one of the piers, and you enter kind of the middle of the ship. There are decks above, and presumably there's decks up below. So you're kind of midship. But it's been retrofitted. There's masts and such that are I guess not masts, but structural supports. And not listed, there are stairs. Maybe I can draw them in. That lead upstairs and downstairs. Over here, there's instead of bar here, there's these stairs go down, and then up here, over here, there's I guess it'd be a little further north because there's still room to walk around the bar, but these stairs go up. And it's pretty busy. I mean, not every single table is full, but there's probably like a dozen customers and a few employees, and the far counter, you can just maybe barely make out who you suspect is your target. For Zashara and Diabroth, your target isn't anywhere in particular. You're supposed to bust this whole place and arrest anybody who resists. But for Tars and Imelda, you're instructed specifically to question the proprietress. She's got a different name.
Lorelei Thundereth.
Lorelra Thundereth.
Yeah. Okay.
She's a half elf.
Do we see Tars and Imelda before we go in?
Yeah, you guys would have all gone together.
There's also one thing I wanted to warn the troops about that I didn't think of earlier, but I'm thinking of it now. I want to warn them all that in battle I get very angry, and if that should happen, they must not come too close to me lest they feel the heat of my anger.
Oh.
Because literally, there's a fire aura that damages people that get close to me while I'm fighting. But that's how I'm going to flavor it.
Okay.
In my speech to them.
They are impressed and thank you for the heads up.
I say I hope that you don't have to witness it.
Oh no, we lost him.
I'll put the soldiers out here. This one just use these guys.
James there?
Okay. And Diabroth and Zashar, you going in first?
Yeah, sorry, I meant to push mute and I hung up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell the guards to do kind of the same thing as last time. Wait outside. Make sure nobody gets out. Should get out.
Okay.
Just watch doors.
Okay. So how do you? Where do you want to go? Do you want to like get a table? Do you want to go up to the bar? There are a bunch of, I should say, just looking around. There's definitely some like regular Joe kind of people, like dock workers, and then there's some people that kind of look like rough and tumble types. I guess you could roll a perception, I guess, to tell anything more than that.
Yeah, I want to see if anyone is overtly armed, or I mean, if I can see hidden weapons, even better. But my perception's a straight roll, so I doubt that'll happen.
Okay. Diabroth, you can roll as well if you like.
No, I don't see anything.
Okay.
Roll a 1.
Okay. Sure, you rolled pretty well. Yeah, people are armed. Your weapons are evidently allowed in here, or at least the people that are armed will get permission to. There's several humans that have clubs or short swords on them. There's a few halflings here as well who look like they've got blades on them. At least that's what you see immediately. They look like some of them definitely look like kind of like sailor types, which like this ship hasn't gone out to sea in a really long time, but it draws in that kind of crowd, I guess.
All right. Well, if possible, I always want to stay close to someone with a weapon, so that if things get bad, that I'm on the front line.
Yeah. You also notice that there are like empty tables. If you wanted your party as closer backup, there's definitely spots where they could kind of like inconspicuously like get a table and be closer to the action. But that is up to you if you want to like bring them in.
Are we aware that the other party members are in the room or no?
They're not in the room, but yeah, you're aware that Jay, Tars, and Imelda kind of were going to hang outside in case anything really got out of hand.
Oh, okay.
But your squad that's with you is not aware that you're like affiliated with those guys at all.
Right. And the squad is waiting outside too?
They're like, maybe across the street or something. You didn't want them to get close enough to like tip off anybody inside, right?
Well, Dibroth, do you want to be the dramatic one this time?
Well, I kind of want to talk to the bartender or owner of this place first before we make this bust. And I want to ask if what kind of people frequent this bar, and just kind of get an idea of his idea of the flaming fist and everything.
Good. I'm going to go see if I can get some work in the guild, or at least, I'm going to pretend like that's my angle. I'll wait for your signal until we make the announcement. Make it something obvious. I want to make sure that I say my name out loud this time so that I start getting a reputation as working with the Flaming Fist. I forgot to do that in the other place.
All right.
But for now, I'm going to go, pretend like I'm looking for guild work until you signal that it's time to spring the trap.
Okay. So, Dibroth, you said you were going to go up to the front?
Yeah, I want to talk to the proprietor and kind of try to figure out what his position on the Flaming Fist, if he has or she knows anything about, I don't know, the guild, I suppose. I've heard rumors.
Okay. Well, before you can say anything, she kind of sizes you up, and her cheery smile and servicewoman's expression fades, and she kind of has more of a scowl, and she's like, "You don't look like you belong here. What's your business?"
Well, I know something could happen very soon if you don't tell me the truth. Okay?
Oh, are you rolling intimidate on that?
Sure. 22.
Okay. She shouts over your head, "Boys, think we're needed over here." And a few thug types come over your way, and they're like, "Oi! Nobody talks like that to the lady captain."
Well, you're looking at nobody. Hey, Zashar! It's time.
Then I will. And I was hoping to be like making a deception check. I actually wanted to ask if anyone had heard of Cult of the Dragon before I got to Guild, but I'm ready to fucking swashbuckle.
You probably only got a few words out before.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I probably got like, hey, I was, chasing this Cult of the Dragon and blah 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 blah. But anyways, yeah, I'll whip out my sword, put a boot on a table, and stand up and. Yeah, say that, I, Officer Shar Bitten of the Flaming Fist, is ordering this place to cease and desist. Resist, or, your citizens will be arrested peacefully if you do not resist. But if you do, you shall meet the flame of the fist.
Damn.
It bursts into chaos immediately. Like, tables get flipped over, chairs get flipped over, weapons are drawn. Draw initiative. Or roll initiative. And you guys outside.
I'm like less than a block from home. I'm parking right now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna shut down so I can do what I'm doing.
Okay. Maybe we'll take a couple minutes just to wait for you to actually get on. We'll take a short break before we get into combat. The rest of you can all roll initiative, including you guys outside, because maybe you won't be in the first round, but the second round you'll have heard what's going on.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and type your initiatives. Yeah, go ahead and type your initiatives in chat, and then we'll reconvene once break's on, for real. And I'm going to take that chance to grab another drink. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back.
I'm viewing my friend's Discord server because they keep talking about the election, and I keep getting notices about it. Not interested. Just be with that.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Where? In the game?
Here, no one's talking.
Oh. Were you away? We took 5 while Frank is getting on his computer.
Okay, I'm cooking hot dogs, so that's good. Okay.
Yeah, you can probably take a break because there's going to be a combat here.
I'm gonna roll stealth. Got a 2.
You weren't even in the combat, but now everyone can see you.
I'm way up. But the cool thing is, as long as I don't roll a 1, I still have a minimum of a 10. Just so you know, that so we don't have to worry about it later. I'm setting up fireworks, the flaming fireworks, to kind of look like dragon's breath, because I'm going to use my minor illusion and have Jay run away from a freaking dragon.
What?
I want to just distract them so they're like, what the hell, while I go in there, whoop, and then I'm out. That's why hopefully it
try and
works.
distract him, and so the chest itself is going to be pretty big and heavy. Though in fact, they would have told you that 2 people, not soldiers, just 2 like workers in the entourage, like carry this thing.
They don't have a J.
Right, a strong person could probably carry it by themselves. You might not be able to run this quite as fast while you're carrying it. You threw it over. You probably throw it over your shoulder and run. But they have like 2 people hold it, 2 or 3 guards, and since it's going to be after dark, they'll probably have 1 or 2 lamp lads, guys with the lanterns on a stick, along with as well.
Now that I know how big it is, that does change my plans, because I think it is more something I can just steal sleight of hand.
Yeah, they'll be like, including the dwarf tax guy. Yeah, there'll be at least 7 people there. 7 or 8 people.
You can take them all. You can't murder, so damn.
They said only like 2 or 3 of them will be armed and like actual fighters. There's like the people carrying the chest are not fighters; they're just laborers. And obviously, the lamp lads are not fighters; they're just commodores. The tax guy, she doesn't think he's a fighter either. Easy.
Dang, I'm gonna have to rethink that. I mean, I can still use the minor illusion to distract them and hopefully get like first round advantage, but. Oh, well, that's the thing. That's another thing I forgot. He has his commanders, whatever, and I have my mastermind. We keep just telling each other to.
Yeah.
Jay,
Helping each other out. Yeah, I'm here.
you're here. Have you heard where we left off?
No, I'm kind of lost right now.
Okay. You guys went to the Low Lantern. Diabroth and Jay went in first. They were there on orders from the Flaming Fist to shut it down, and they are resisting arrest. You guys are all outside in case anything went down. Stuff's going down, so you're welcome to roll initiative if you want to jump in and help.
How much would it be to hire somebody to help me and Jay out as an NPC fighter or something for the night?
It depends on what you... Oh, like, if you wanted, like, a guild mercenary with you or something?
Yeah, it's just someone else there, because, I mean...
They probably want to cut... You'd have to negotiate.
They probably just straight up percent.
How much percent?
I'm just saying they probably just want straight up percent, not just I'll give you 5 gold kind of thing.
Yes, they would for this kind of an operation. If you're asking them to be like, if it's a guild person who's in on it, then yeah.
Damn.
And they'd probably ask you what your cut is, and you'd need to like lie to them because they probably want an even cut with you with what you got.
I would just tell them that it's 10%. That's going to me and Jay. I have to roll deception. I know that, but
All right. Yeah, they do it for 10%.
Oh no, me and Jay are splitting 10% is what I tell them, so we're each getting 5. Of that 10%, I can make it 3%, a third each way. So technically, he's only getting 3% of the total while I'm still getting 17.
Roll persuasion.
Roll the 18 plus 2, so I got a 20.
Yeah, you could find somebody to do it for 3%.
Cool. Awesome. I'm just trying to think of who, what kind of person I'm looking for. Do I want a fighter, rogue?
Yes. Do you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just heard that it wasn't good.
Actually, you're pretty quiet.
I love how the bear rug has photo bucket.
Oh yeah, a lot of the maps in Tabletop Sim are they're kind of broken. There's probably supposed to be some sort of a texture to this area out here. It's not like snow or whatever. It just didn't load. I don't know what it's supposed to look like. I just found some random cavern.
Yeah. Hey there, Jay. Who do you think we should get? Should we get like roguish character, sniper, another fighter?
Yeah, we're just another fighter.
Pretty sure the guild has a fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get like a level 2 fighter probably.
Level 2. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, he died. Well, too bad. He knows what he's signed up for.
Okay, let's see here. So let's figure out the initiative. Oh, so we got Shar, we got Jay.
Don't get too beat up, Jay. I need you tonight.
You're pretty quiet, Frank.
We can hear you though.
Yeah, sorry. It keeps giving me this message where it says, "What up? You up?" How about now? Am I?
Yeah.
That's a little better.
I can hear all you guys fine. A hell of a lot better than I could over the phone.
Okay. Who wants to go first between Imelda and Jay?
Well, I'm outside, so for realism's sake, let's have us react later.
You are both outside, but when next round, once it starts.
Jay, you go first.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Okay. That case, these. Lost my statutes. Okay. Okay, well, Star, you jumped up on a table, made your proclamation. Oh, it probably won't let me meet you. It looks like you should easily be able to
sit on the table.
Sit on the table. Well, you're on top of this table. There's the group of halflings I mentioned. They draw blades, short swords, and they say, "You're not taking us without a fight." And let me see if I can turn on measured movement for everybody. And what units are we on?
I said that looks about 5 feet. Or 1.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Depends on what units I'm doing. I like it when it ends up being around 0.5. Oh, wow.
Centimeters looks about right. Yeah, just do 5
So 5 centimeters is 5 feet. Great. This guy and this guy double moving it on either side of Dairoth. And this rogue is going to come up to you, Frank, and try and stab you with some rakish audacity. What's your armor class?
I think it's. Let me just double check. Without. I probably don't have the shield on, per se.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's 13 without the shield, 15 if I have it.
Okay.
I might have to had it with me, but didn't necessarily like.
Yeah, he's a little too short. You're able to just kind of jump up, and the blade goes underneath your feet. And the human thug types, like, you're not laying a hand on our lady captain. Go next. They beat you both in initiative. This guy gets up to you. Some of these people run away. These guys, I'm just going to have them run off to the side. They are non-combatants, as far as you can tell for now. Nybreath, you have a lot of dudes around you, just so you know. This guy's going to run up and try and smack you in the back. He pulls out a club. And it thumps on your armor, but doesn't actually deal damage. And this guy's moving over here. I'm not sure why. Great. That is all of them. So then it is Zashar. You're on the table. You've got one thug and one halfling rogue nearby.
Well, the guy who pulled the knife on me, the little halfling guy.
Yeah.
I'm actually not going to use my sword since all this talk about flaming fist. I'm gonna rage and punch him.
Okay.
And then when I do rage, any creatures within 10 feet of me, when it's activated, at the start of any turn that I rage or when I take the rage, they take 2 fire damage each.
2 fire damage. Okay.
And my punch, I guess, only deals. Actually, I don't know what punches deal in 5e, but I'm not trying to.
It only deals 1 damage normally.
That's fine. I'm just trying to. I'm gonna.
Well, it's 1 plus strength, so.
Well, I'm pretty sure I got him. I rolled a 26.
Yeah, definitely.
So if it's 1 plus strength, it's 4, and then 2 plus 2 for raging, so it's 6.
Let me see.
But my intention is to, if he drops to 0, I'm not dealing lethal damage. That's something else you can do at 5e if you say it before. So.
Unarmed strike.
I think it just deals 1.
You deal
Unless
1
have-
plus your strength modifier.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I have it on my sheet right here.
Great. So I guess you take 6 bludgeoning damage then from the punch.
And some fire damage?
And 2 fire damage.
So 8
anyone
damage?
within 10 feet of me takes 2 fire damage.
Okay.
But it doesn't affect objects or things, I don't think.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you punch him, he... and he's, like, burned a little bit from your aura. Yeah, he doesn't look like he's going to run away yet, but, I mean, it was actually a pretty good blow on him.
Yeah, but I'll surprise him and say, stand down while you can, and if I can use my interact with object, I will pull my shield out at the end of my round after I've punched him.
Yes, you can do that.
Because now I don't have a hand free to punch you with.
All right, Dire Breath.
Well, I've got my Warhammer out, and I'll turn around and whack the thugs that hit me.
Okay.
Or try to.
Okay.
Shoulda came quietly. 9.
No. It should be. He's not wearing like anything for armor, so that you should have been able to hit you pretty easily. But yeah, he kind of leans back away from the blow. Okay. At that point, the captain lady says, "You take care of them, boys," and she takes off and runs up the stairs. I'll go batten down the hatches. She gets out of sight up the stairs. And that's actually the surprise round. So then it's back to the top. The halflings are still at the top. So this guy, he's still in to fight because he's got his buddy there. He's going to try and is your AC like 16 now, Sashar?
More importantly, I'm raging, so the damage reduction is more important.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's too low.
Does he also get disadvantage since I'm at a higher ground, or is that maybe just a smaller bonus?
You know, I don't know if there are what the rules are for height advantage or whatever. But he misses you anyway.
Okay, great. Well, then it doesn't matter.
He had a rapier. But he's also going to draw a dagger and try and attack you with his offhand weapon. But he can't roll above a 6. He is going to bonus action disengage and back up to here. Then it is Tarse outside. You hear a tussle happening in there.
Is the door open or is it?
It's not locked, as far as you can tell.
All right. Well, then I guess I'm going to barge through the door.
All right. Yeah, you can get inside, right in the door, and you see what looks to be a massive bar fight about to take place. Zashar's pretty close to you, engaging with some thug, some like sailor guy. He's up on a table, and way at the far end, you can see Diabroth is pretty well surrounded by a bunch of guys. And there are some other people that have kind of like fled to the walls and are kind of like slowly sidling their way towards the door. What's that, Diabroth? You're pretty quiet.
That wasn't me.
Oh, sorry.
What was that?
Well, I guess Tars, you can. What do you want to do? Oh, it's you. You're kind of quiet or something.
Is that any better?
There.
Much better.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. How far away is Diabroth then?
Diabroth is about 110 feet from you.
Well, then I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the guy directly in front of Diabroth if I can get a shot off at him.
You can.
20.
Oh yeah.
And 7 damage and push 10 feet straight into into Diabroth, I guess. Ugh.
Boom. Yeah, he kind of like bumps into him and actually like kind of smacks into the counter.
Nice.
Oof. 7 damage, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Great. And it's his turn. He's like, what the hell was that? And he's like motions his buddy. He's like, I'll go to the lady. You take over here. He's gonna disengage and kind of like go to the stairwell. His buddy then rushes in place and tries to smack you, Diabroth. That's better. He crits you.
Better.
Zashar, can you help me with a bludgeoning critical?
D20 for Tony, your number.
Okay. It's a 6.
That is crushed guts. It's max damage, and the target suffers disadvantage on con saves and checks for 1 minute. A con save negates and deals bonus damage instead.
All right, make a con save, Diabroth.
Uh, 12.
And you know the DC is 8 plus the attack roll, right?
Okay, in that case, you exactly
28.
what? 28?
Oh, wait,
No,
what was
it's you don't know the DC. I calculated it, but you passed with a 12.
Okay, so
Okay.
bonus damage is 5 more.
Okay, in that case, you take 13 damage. As he kind of like he like baseball bat swings it into like your side and like crushes into your like lower abdomen from the side. Over here, this guy that's fighting you, Zashar, takes a swing. I think that'll hit.
Yeah, it's 15.
He got an 18. For 7 damage.
Great. So I'll round that down, right?
Yes. You take 3. Okay, then it's Diabroth.
I'm gonna swing at one of the halflings. They haven't attacked me yet. Actually.
Oh, they should have went on this turn. Yeah, shoot, I only did Zashar's. Okay. Yeah, there was 2 other attacks on you. What's your armor class? 20-something?
19.
19? They both hate you. With their rapiers. Alright, this could be really painful. You're in a bad spot.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that.
Yeah, because they both sneak attack you as well. This guy hits you for 12. And this guy hits you for 9.
I'm unconscious.
Sorry.
Really?
Well, they're not going to try and murder you. They're satisfied that you're knocked out. Okay.
I shouldn't say anything.
I was going to say that at the beginning, but I'm not there.
Uh-huh.
That's cheating.
All right, she's completely out of sight. And it's Jay outside.
All right, I'll get in there.
Okay. 30 feet gets you, here. You're still out of range.
And Shar is next to someone there?
Yep.
Alright, I will I use Commander Strike to give him an attack on that guy.
Okay.
I will take it. Can I make it reckless? Is it just, or do I have to just make a regular attack?
I don't know what the rules are on Reckless.
I think I can only do it on the attack action. Is this a reaction? Does it cost me a reaction?
Yeah, it's a good question. Let me check.
Reckless attack reads when you make your first attack on your turn, you can decide.
Yeah, so I can't do it. That's what I wanted to hear. I was looking it up. All right.
Yeah, when you use your reaction.
Okay, I hit armor class 10.
10? Oh, sorry, no.
You
Dang.
need 11, don't you?
Yeah. They've got
Damn it.
leather
Oh, well.
armor. That will just make you more pissed.
It does.
All right.
Because that would have been a good hit because from that too.
Yeah. All right. Well, Imelda.
Just moving a normal move of 30 feet inside. Can you place me in there and let me know what I see? Like, can you show me the party members that I recognize, their positions, and the rest of the room?
Yeah. Well, you're right next to Tars.
Well, yeah, of course.
Jay's a little ahead of
Jay.
you. Zashar's just another 30 feet ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you probably see a big crowd around Diabroth who's fallen about 100 feet on the other side of the.
Okay, and Imelda wouldn't remember this, but Zeal is nowhere to be seen. He's not in the scene, right?
No, yeah, I mean, I don't know if he would have told you that, but he probably would have said something like he needed to prepare.
I don't know. Okay, I just want to make sure that he's on this map.
Yeah.
All right. What I'll do is I'll double move forward and use my, and so I'll move another 30 feet just to sort of get closer to some combat.
Yep.
That's a good position, maybe even to do that. And I'll bonus action to give Zashar a nice bardic inspiration. So take a d6 and add it to a roll of your choice within 10 minutes.
Excellent. I will.
After you see the roll, but before you know the outcome.
With his luck, it'll be used very soon. Okay, then it's back to the top. The halfling seeing. Well, they knew Zashar was a threat, so they're gonna. Kind of move. Oh, there's another guy here. Oh yeah, this guy disengaged because you hit him pretty hard. They move a bit closer. They've got their weapons drawn. It's like they're holding actions. Let's see if you guys rush in. Keeping spread out so that they can converge on you if they need to. Then it's Tars.
I'll move out of the way of the door, about 30 feet around, maybe to the right side. Left side's fine.
Okay.
And straight on down at one of the others up by the bar.
Okay. Yeah, there's the guy that crit Diabroth who looks very
That's
similar.
the one I'm going for.
All right.
Eldritch Blast.
All right.
9, what is that? 16.
Easily.
10 damage.
10? Oh. So, much like the last guy, he goes flying forward and like hits even a little bit harder on the counter, and he's like, gods, by Umberly. I guess is probably the god they care most about. And then it's his turn. He's like, screw this. And he runs, he actually runs downstairs over this way.
Pretty soon.
This guy also goes out of sight upstairs. This guy looks around and sees you guys kind of join the fight, and he only got hit by the fire from Zushar's blast.
First of every round.
Oh, every round.
Every round of mine, but it happens at the start of my turn, so it's only happened twice.
Okay, so he's down a little bit more. That's within 10 feet?
Yep.
Okay, so your allies are just out of range, but you guys will need to be aware of that, I guess.
So yeah, a whopping 4 damage on him, but it'll add up hopefully.
Yeah, he'll make another swing at you. But you block it with your shield. And he's going to kind of rotate around you to be not in as easily a flankable position as these guys that are coming in. And then it's you, Zashar.
I'm really irritated about Diabroth being down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna holler for the rest of the troops if they haven't heard already.
Yeah. You probably would have had a signal that would have, because you kind of said don't come in until we give you a signal.
Yeah.
Right, and then like all these people are rushing in, and they're like, "Should we go?"
I'm gonna say here. Yeah. Well, I don't want him to see the Diabroth down, but it's too late for that. So I'm gonna say here's the signal.
Okay.
Come on in, round him up, and then I'm just gonna attack the guy next to me. I really want to go after that woman, but I just like we have the perfect excuse to not, since Diabroth got taken out. So like that's the perfect excuse. But I am gonna recklessly attack this dude because I'm angry. I'm using the inspiration die. I'm sorry. I rolled 2 5s with my reckless advantage. Okay, so there's a 13 thanks to Imelda's inspiration.
All right, you got him.
All right. So this is D8 plus 5, and he took another 2 fire at the start of my turn. And then he takes 10 damage from the other attack.
All right. Yeah, he goes flying back and trips over a chair and ends up just like flat on his back, like unconscious.
And then I'm gonna yell out, "You don't have to end like this. Stop resisting." And say, if you don't resist, you won't be hurt. But as for you, and I'm gonna look at this halfling who stabbed Diabroth, resisting an assault on an officer, and I don't have enough time to say anything more, but I'll just move.
All right. Diabroth, you need to make a a death save.
But I want to move at that halfling that stabbed him.
Oh yeah, you can move forward for sure.
Yeah. I'm too angry to get a coherent thought out, but
Yep.
All right. Failed.
He failed? Okay. That's one failure. Be a real damn shame to die in here. But you got gutted pretty hard by these guys right away. Right.
So we have someone who can give him a point of healing, like.
My next move is gonna try and get over there and heal and word him.
Yeah.
All right. Guards are almost in. They're near the door because they were like across the street, so they're rushing, but they're not quite in the building yet. Then it is Jay.
All right. So how far am I here?
If you wanted to get up to like one of the halflings, that's about 60 feet.
I could double move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. He was holding an action, and he will stab you. Armor class currently?
I've got my great axe out. We'll say so 17.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't pierce through your armor.
Okay.
Nelda.
Let's say I move 30 feet closer to Diabroth.
Okay. Yeah, you're 80 feet away currently.
Okay, I'm 80 feet. Okay, this is great. So I'll move only 20 feet closer. So that will put me at exactly 60 feet of him, so I can cast healing.
Okay.
So that's a bonus action. So I'm going to roll for the hit points he gets back. Mediocre roll, Diabroth, you get 6 hit points. And you're back on your feet. So that's a bonus action. For my main action, let's see, are there any nearby enemies? There's this halfling who's down.
Nope,
next to me. Is he unconscious?
Oh, that was a thug. He's unconscious. He's the one.
A thug. Okay, great.
The shark took off.
Then I guess I'll take another 10 feet of movement to get a little bit closer to Jay.
Okay.
And just take the defense action here.
Okay. In that case, it's back to the top. The halflings kind of like look at each other, and does anyone speak? Is halfling is still a language?
I think it's still common.
Well, I don't know. I can't remember if there's actually a halfling language. There is. Wait. Standard languages. No, apparently halflings do speak common. Well, you can make an insight roll, Jay and Zashar, if you wish, but they seem to make a motion towards each other.
I just got an 11. So I probably didn't get too much insight.
Okay. Since you're in a position for it, these two are going to converge and use Zashar. But this guy that missed you, Jay, he's going to bonus action disengage. Actually, I guess he could regular disengage, and then bonus action dash. And he's trying to book it out the front door.
All right, into the guard's hands.
Yep. But Zashar, you've got two halfling rapiers coming at you.
So they're at advantage.
Nope, they're at +1 to hit.
No, I was reckless, so they are at advantage.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yes. Oh, bad round for that. AC 16?
15.
15. Wow. Well, one of them rolled a 1 and a 2, misses, but one of them hits you for 10 damage.
I take 5?
Yep.
I know. Oh, and I got 4 temporary when I took that guy out too, didn't I?
Yeah.
Great.
Oh yeah, Diabreath, you're back up, right? You got healed.
I am.
So great. Yeah, that's amazing. This is working out very well for me.
Well, I guess you're still prone. So that was their turn. It's Tars.
I'm gonna push another 30 feet in.
Okay, there's a halfling running away from you.
He's running right into the guards. I wouldn't be concerned with him.
Yep. 30 feet can almost get you up to where Zashar is.
Okay.
The only clear combatants left are these two halflings right here.
Have either of them been hit yet?
Nope.
Okay. Then Eldritch Blast the nearest one.
Did they get damaged by Shashar? Or is that...
One of them got hit by Zashar. Actually, maybe it would have been this middle one. There's two of them are uninjured. One is injured. I guess this.
None of them got the fire damage?
Fire damage triggers at the start of my turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just there right now.
So they haven't taken it yet, but they will. Well, one of them took it and a punch, but I don't know which one that is.
Yeah.
I'll just Eldritch Blast the closest one to me.
Okay. Yeah, he's ready.
14.
14 is not gonna make it. He ducks.
Alrighty.
Then it is. It's a Zashar.
I'm gonna.
I am going to have to run, though, guys.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm not
shoot!
done.
I didn't even realize what time it was. Sorry about that.
No worries.
I think we'll be probably done maybe at the end of this round anyway.
Sounds good. I will catch up next time.
Yep. All right. Catch you later.
All right, bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack one of the halflings, and I'm gonna just sort of be frothing about how they took out Diabroth. But I rolled a 1.
Ooh.
They
All
both
right.
do take the fire, but you can. I don't have any rules for fumbles. You got to improvise it.
All right. It's just a miss for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least they're taking the fire damage.
Yes. Then it's Diabroth. You're back up. Well, you're awake.
Well, I'll stand up.
Okay.
And what do I see? I see the guy standing over there.
These
by
are
the
just
side.
regular patrons, as far as you can tell. The only action is with Zashar right here.
I think Shar will be okay. I kind of want to get upstairs, get to that chick that ran upstairs.
Okay.
But I can't. Can I use an action to heal myself and then hand move, or is standing up my move?
You can.
Oh, wait,
but
no.
on the turn you stand up, your normal move action, if it was 30 feet, it's halved, so you could only move 15. If you wanted to get up there faster, you need to take the dash action, and then you could move another 30 feet.
No, I want to heal myself. I'm gonna use I'll use my lay on hands. 15 points of lay on hands.
Okay. And you want to move just 15 feet towards the stairs?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, you're right there. You're too big to fit in there, but you're right there. Alright. Guards mercenaries, the flaming fist burst in, and this halfling, like, his expression turns very like, oh shit, by order of the flaming fist, this establishment will be shut down. And this halfling like just raises his hands and surrenders.
And this is when superhero Zeal shoots arrows through the window. No.
Jay, you're up. You're not sure if these halflings are if they're gonna surrender as well. They're still surrounding Zashar. And then some people have fled either upstairs or downstairs as well.
I'll go and attack one of them.
Okay.
As a shot. Let's see. I got a 22.
Yep.
And damage. 15.
15? Okay. So this is the guy that Zashar had punched, and he also took some fire damage. So, yeah, with your great axe slashing him in the back, he just crumples.
Alright, dude.
Oops. Well, maybe not that much, but... and then it's Imelda.
Well, there's just one combatant left, right?
Yep.
I think I'll just vault over the chair and, have at him with my rapier. So I doubt that I can get to flank. Maybe I can?
Actually, it looks like you just barely can.
All right, great. That's perfect. Then we'll just do a normal attack. Actually, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is... Maybe I can get it. Maybe it'll be better if I can just get him to surrender. So forget the violence. So I'll get in position to attack, but I'll actually use a cantrip. We'll just do the traditional vicious mockery.
Okay.
So it's Wisdom save DC 14.
Okay. Ooh, he does pass.
He does pass. Okay, well that's too bad. But what I tell him is something like, "You're going to get a lot worse if you don't stop this right now."
Yeah. I mean, he can clearly see what's coming. So that's end of the round. He's at the top of the next round. He does throw it out his weapon and surrender. I think we'll stop there, but it's been 3 rounds since the lady ran upstairs. So I think when we come back next time, we'll resolve if you guys want to race up after her, or one of the thugs ran downstairs as well. I guess we'll deal with that next time.
Okie doke. Thanks for the game.
Yeah.
I forgot about time. It was getting late. I completely late.
I was thinking if Jay got totally smashed here, he wouldn't be with me. That's why I wanted to hire somebody.
Well, I mean, the threat might not be over yet.
I know.
Yeah, obviously their boss we haven't dealt with.
That's why I was like, if there's a fight, I don't want all of a sudden you guys get wiped out, and I'm just like, okay, let me go do my thing.
Let me do this mission without by myself.
I think I'll cut the stream here. So good night, viewers. See you next week.